Just note, piety that comes with total submission and reliance to Allah's injunctions and preordainment. Deputy Imam Abu Huraira Jumat in his Jumat sermon says should be the foundation of faith and trust in Allah. Abdullahi Ajia brings us details of the Imam's guidance.
In the face of daily life challenges that often test the faith and belief of Muslims, the Imam's Jumat sermon is coming as an encouragement to the worshippers, wherein he is undependable and reachable with solutions for every challenges.
Emphasis of the importance of piety from the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enjoined us to fear him. So the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the multifaceted challenges that we are facing, that we consider the solution to that is a fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The spiritual and moral message also reminds the congregants on the need for steadfastness in acts of worship, good conduct, and moral uprightness.
Promoting the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and abandoning all the practices that are not lawful in terms of your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unity.
We should put all our trust in Allah. How we put it into practice, as he said, for their change in attitudes, for guidance by Allah, so that we can all have an easy way, as he portrays ourselves to be better people.
In demonstration of the focus of this sermon, the cleric led a special dua, asking Allah to show mercy in Abuja.
And on politics, the All Progressive Congress FCT Geopolitical Zones Forum formed and contribute to the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The forum made the call at a press briefing in Abuja. Onotu Yakubu reports.
I will tell you for free.
The forum said the call is coming against the backdrop of Representative Joshua Chinedu-Obika's dedication to quality representation, which is reshaping developments of the FCT communities through empowerment of constituents and provision of Project Hope governance to the constituents and the country at large.
We recall that he was once a member of our great party before joining the opposition Labour Party. We believe it is time for him to return back home and contribute to the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And for this reason, we are calling on him to return home to join President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and also to be in good company of our leader, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, the Executive Governor of Imo State, who is currently mobilizing Nigerians for this cause.
Leader of the forum and former Vice Chairman, AMAC, Lawrence Onochukwu, in the same light, assured that the doors of APC in FCT is open and will be ready to welcome Representative Obika with open arms if he hits the call.
We have our reason why we are calling him to come and join Mr. President to continue the good work of Renew Hope. So the people on the street will answer this question, and I'm very sure you'll be satisfied with the answer they will give you on the street, because Chinedu has done wonderfully well. And that's why we are calling him to stop wasting his energy and his capacity in that other party, to come and join his home and deliver dividends of democracy to good people of Ahmad Buhari.
Until his emergence as the Labour Party candidate and eventual victory in the 2023 general election, Representative Joshua Chinedu-Obika was a member of the All Progressives Congress in the FCT. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And now, political observers say eschewing politics of bitterness requires maturity that defines system that is globally acceptable. This, players suggest, should be put forward in Nigerian politics, especially at a time the FCT is getting ready and closer to another area council elections. Our political correspondent, Abdullahi Ajia, samples opinion on this from stakeholders vis-a-vis the winner-takes-it-all system being practiced in Nigeria. The report.
The clock is ticking towards February 21 FCT Council elections, and political parties have intensified campaigns both on social media and the mainstream media, including the physical means, to woo voters to vote for candidates of their parties. Now, at this moment, critical stakeholders are saying that it is also important to take the message of politics without bitterness. That is, it is not a war, but a context of using the ballot to choose leaders who will provide leadership for the people. In an ideal situation, choosing or selecting leaders remains through appointments or elections that is defined by democratic processes of voting in an election. In Nigeria, like in other climes, democratic process has shaped the system of electing leaders into different positions of power, with its own peculiar story. Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, in the coming days and weeks, will be going to another polls to choose leaders in the 6 area councils as chairman and 62 political wards for councillors, with different political parties vying for positions. Nigerian political system has been constituted around the winner-take-all, a system where the political party and a candidate with the highest number of votes in an election is declared winner, leaving other political parties in contention as losers and minorities that often feel disadvantaged. This development, observers believe, explains why the system has been with cases of violence, especially for losers, and where winners are celebrating victory with total control of power and state resources.
In the case of Nigeria, the constitution do not provide a percentage in representation or in governance. We have had a situation during former President, His Excellency Obasanjo. Bola Ige was an AD. He was appointed Chief Law Officer of the Federation. He was from another party. Today we have during President Tinubu, the Minister of FCT is not from APC but from PDP. So that is a choice in terms of our system in Nigeria.
Political observers also say this development should be looked into in a way that everyone is carried along in process of nation building, with citizens' participation for national development being prioritized. Political dynamics and strategy play a crucial role in recalibrating the system to accommodate both the majority and minority voices in an effort to collectively build the country. Another aspect is the issue of politics of bitterness, which some players put forward. However, critical experts in election matters are calling on contestants to always remember the sanctity of unity, peace, and progress.
We are also monitoring campaigns around town. Some have gone a bit violent, but they've been managed, and then our prayer is it doesn't get worse. It is not by violence that they win an election. It shouldn't be a do or die thing. We shouldn't spill blood.
But when you intimidate people not to allow them to vote for their candidate, and that is why there is a violence.
Suggesting that the Electoral Act should be used to address election shortfalls. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Underway from politics, commuters and road users plying the Nyanya-Karu axis woke up to an unusual traffic being experienced in recent times. Commuters and motorists say as early as 6 to 7 a.m., traffic had started building up, which they attribute to the routine monthly road work by the military. Shamsuddin Usman brings up the situation report.
This morning, along the Nyanya-Karu axis, commuters and road users encountered an unexpectedly heavy traffic congestion, a situation that had not been customary in recent weeks. Accounts from individuals affected by the congestion highlighted that this disruption commenced as early as 6 to 7 a.m., a notably earlier onset than what is generally experienced. Numerous individuals attributed this increase in traffic to the regular monthly roadwork organized by the military, which frequently attracts substantial crowds and results in bottlenecks along the typically busy routes. The anticipation of this event, while understood, did little to alleviate the frustrations of drivers and passengers alike.
But the traffic situation this morning is so terrible that we don't really know what the situation is. But later we discovered that it was army that were doing their monthly routine that blocked the road. So we waited, we suffered, a lot of people. To the extent most people were taking one way and the other. But we don't know what to do because they are security personnel.
Furthermore, road users recommended that the government consider exploring a range of strategies and innovative approaches to effectively address the issues which led to the traffic.
But I advise the federal government to think of other alternatives, like moving the monthly routine to back of Abuja barracks and the estates there, where they will move around because they have many roads there, they have fuel, they have everything there, that they can do it and allow the traffic to flow without anyone recognizing that the military are doing anything, and they will do it more better there.
Despite the traffic congestion, commuters were able to find their ways around to get to their workplaces and businesses. In Abuja, Shamsuddin Usman, NTA News.
The Veterinary Council of Nigeria has emphasized that curbing malpractices in animal husbandry and livestock production requires veterinary professionals to strengthen information gathering and thorough fact-finding on the harmful effects of these illegal practices. The call was made by the Registrar of the Council, Dr. Samuel Anzaku, during the second edition of the Veterinary Council of Nigeria Staff Retreat, where he stressed the need for improved regulatory awareness and professional responsibility within the sector. Wayne Dogo tells us more.
The Veterinary Council of Nigeria is a statutory body responsible for regulating and overseeing the practice of veterinary medicine across the country. Central to its mandate is setting of professional standards and determining the level of knowledge and skills required for registration into the profession. In a bid to strengthen these standards, address emerging challenges within the veterinary sector, and improve access to veterinary services, particularly for smallholder farmers, experts, and key stakeholders converge for strategic discussions and solution-driven dialogue. This engagement formed part of the second edition of the Veterinary Council of Nigerian Staff Retreat held under the theme Renewed Hope Agenda, the role of Veterinary Council of Nigeria.
Because it is the bane of our public service. You need to know exactly what you ought to do, because if you don't know what you ought to do, it's going to be very difficult for you to really do it. So I think the gamut of what they've been taken through gives them a very fair idea as to what they ought to do to be able to be efficient in their services and uplift not just the council but the veterinary profession and animal healthcare delivery in the country.
The Nigerian veterinarians are actually some of the well-trained veterinarians across Africa. Unfortunately, we are denied even opportunity outside of our country because of these best practices we are talking about.
They tend to be resistant to it. And when they resist and resist, you find out that the disease you want to control can never be checkmated, posing health hazard to people that consume it.
Participants at the retreat were urged to deepen their professional knowledge and remain proactive in understanding the evolving nature of veterinary profession. Speakers emphasized that the challenges confronting the sector are complex and interconnected, requiring urgent, bold, and coordinated action across critical areas of human, animal, and environmental.
Well, at the end of the retreat, we have put a lot of topics together. The keynote speaker today gave us a very comprehensive keynote address, and in his keynote address, he addressed the staff that everybody should see themselves as relevant to the system. One of the things, personally, I believe is that nobody is useless in the system. Everybody is very important, starting from the top to the bottom. And that is why the retreat is not just for management staff, not just for some section, it's for everybody. So
actually, what prompted this retreat is because of the renewed hope agenda. Because we function as an agency under the ministry. We have a supervising ministry, the Federal Ministry of Livestock and Development, and I want to thank the Honorable Minister and the PEMSEC for this opportunity to host a program like this.
In a move to further strengthen its institutional framework, the council also officially unveiled its occupational safety and health units. The initiative aimed at promoting workplace safety and staff well-being was pioneered by NYSC core member Fatima Ibrahim Bako of Ahmadu Bello University, who is currently serving with the council. In Abuja, Wayne Lugo, NTA News.
Up next, Sports Brief.
NTA News.
Nigeria's football governing body, the NFF, has stated it has a strong case in its petition to FIFA regarding the Democratic Republic of Congo's World Cup playoff victory. The NFF alleges DR Congo fielded ineligible players during the match that ended Nigeria's 2026 World Cup hopes. While FIFA has not yet issued a verdict, the NFF remains optimistic. If upheld, the petition could reinstate the Super Eagles into the Interconfederation playoffs scheduled for March 2026. Meanwhile, the Portuguese Football Federation has proposed a friendly match against Nigeria's Super Eagles on June 6, 2026. The game, likely to be held in Lisbon, is intended as a preparation for the upcoming FIFA World Cup. This follows Nigeria's impressive performance at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, which has attracted interest from top football nations. The last meeting between the two teams in 2022 ended in a 4-0 victory for Portugal. Lastly, Blackburn Rovers defender Brian Alibiosu reflected on his wonderful debut for Nigeria at the AFCON 2025, where the team won bronze. He described making his senior international debut as a huge personal achievement, despite his tournament being cut short by injury. With Sports Brief, Wayne Lugo,
NTA News.
And that concludes the English segment of the news at 7. I am Rabiat Shaib.
Kama agbaje we shaje wo wona ya bi bode azakwe ba kusha gbedai iwa na ba shi ba bedai wo mo president fa yuba wo waje ana ba je ku gai nge shoko yi dawo bedo gacha gai gawai a na boy ya ga shoko yi ai vi wo bagbatu no bai shin nge papege in sala glabe tutu mashin nge ustaz Abdul Kadir Umar bai da sanu ngo bai gi jomari sala busi Abu Huraira Jumari asala ashimba in wusa safa guna ba in ki zina ya Abdullahi ajiya wada ga shakoye nawo bado ngacha gai bakuze sala bagbatu ngacha bado sala agbaye na insa sahihia dudu be ko shakoye ya sasa dagma naje siyasa agbadagun ya APC da sa ki zina kwage safa bala inge galuko bagbatu ka fintolo biyayya da za a yi municipal nya bada buhari kwage shi kwage da ange Joshua Chinedu Obika bala wayin bage kala inga wogolo wa jazolo owo gbage APC wa shi abo ina zabe kiwoto nga shi kwage ga wa shi wai fi inge yiki tukoda Ahmed Tinubu awetu wai abo shinshinya onoto Yakubu wada nge APC daza bakuda Chinedu nge washin APC dazano nga washin APC da bala abwa ya nwamba ba shi wa amambe mbe intige ba yi ba go zaza hayi wo ba shin baya wace su da ba na ba ja bi ba shi abo nge kituko da wa ga gashi ma ba je ibe ja na ba ji wo pe na shi kwasi saisu
Jama'a assalamu alaikum barkanmu da yammacin juma'a da fata wani cikin koshin lafiya ga takaitattun fassarar abin da ya sauka daga cikin labaranmu na yau. An tunatar da al'ummar musulmi a kan tsoron Allah da kaɗaita shi a matsayin tafarkin samun sauƙi da nasara a rayuwa gaba ɗaya a koda yaushe. Kilin Abdullahi Hajiya ya rawaito mana cewa na'ibin limamin masallacin Juma'a na Abu Huraira da ke unguwar Wusezan 7 Ustaz Abdulkadir Umar shi ne nasihar haka ga masallata a saƙon huɗubar sallar Juma'ar yau, inda ya ƙara da cewa tsoron Allah shi ne tushen imani da yarda da shi, inda ya ja hankalin al'umma da su ji tsoron Allah mai girma su aikata alheri da gaskiya domin dacewa da alfanun rayuwa mai ɗaurewa da kuma tasiri gaba ɗaya. Ƙungiyar 'yan jam'iyyar APC ta babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja ta buƙaci ɗan majalisar tarayya mai wakiltar Amak da Buhari Joshua Chinedu Obika da ya sake tsayawa takara domin ya dawo ya ba da gudunmawa a tsarin samar da sabuwar ƙasa ta fuskar ci gaba na gwamnatin shugaba Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Wakilin Onoto Yakubu ya shaida mana cewa kungiyar ta yi wannan kira ne a yayin taron manema labarai da ta kira a nan birnin tarayya Abuja, inda ta bayyana sauran dalilanta da yasa suke so ya zarce a wa'adi na biyu. To a takaice labaran namu ne yau kenan, sai kuma ranar Litinin idan Allah ya kai mu kasance cikin koshin lafiya, ma'assalam.
Ẹ kú dédé ìwòyí ẹ̀yin ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire, ìròyìn agogo méje ló dé sétí ìgbọ́yín láti olúléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá. Olúwaṣèyí Abímbọ́lá Ọ̀yáwọlé ni oníròyìn ní àṣálẹ́, ẹ máa bá mi kálọ. Ìṣòtítọ́, ìbọ̀wọ̀, ìtẹríba, ìgbàgbọ́ àti ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé àṣẹ Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú ìfaramọ́